the Standedge Tunnel Visitors Centre. Today, like you see, got crutches and not great with feet because I've got 2 broken feet. So instead of using my feet, I'm going to go on a canoe ride basically. But when I got here, I found out they're booked out for the rest of this year. So it's a bit of a moment. So the boat's just arrived now. The last boat's just arrived back. But the nice man here who runs the place is going to ask them whether we can do one more trip. So let's see if we can get a trip. You know what I mean? Urban legend. Always goes the extra mile for you.
Make sure you see.
Yes, everyone. We made it
also
on.
As well, if you're outside,
got the
please
front
don't
seat.
try and reach for anything. Keep your hands and your limbs in.
Let's go and see.
Okay.
Obviously,
And then
wasn't
lastly,
planning coming on here
it's a tunnel,
today,
now
but
some people do suffer a bit
opportunities
from
come
what
up,
we
so I
call
can't
claustrophobia,
listen. So
confined
yeah,
spaces.
didn't bring the light.
If anyone
But
feels
still seeing
unwell
if
when
we've
we're
got
going in, can you
spotlights up
please
there,
bring
so
it
it
to
should
my
be good.
attention? My name's
For
Stuart,
now,
I'm
now.
going to be your guide. And just put your hand up and say, Stuart,
So
I
that's
don't
where
like
we're
it,
going
and
there.
what I'll do, we'll instruct our pilot Ian. Huddersfield Narrow Canal. The Huddersfield
Here we
Narrow
go.
Canal, it stretches at 19 3/4 miles. It starts in Ashton-under-Lyne in Lancashire, or as we like to call it in Yorkshire, the dark side. Have we got anybody from the dark side on board? Oh, when you made your booking, sir, did you mention that? Because there's normally a supplement you have to pay, like, you know. Yeah. So, starts in Ashton-under-Lyne, comes through the Pennines right down to Ashby Marina. All told, there is 74 locks. 42 of those are on the Yorkshire side. So we're now into Standedge Tunnel. Standedge Tunnel here, we've got 4 tunnels. Standedge Tunnel itself, it's the longest, it's the highest and it's the deepest. Now, if you listen now, you can actually just hear a rumbling noise. And that's the train crossing over here. Because, I don't know if you noticed while you were waiting, but the trains were running on the left-hand side and we're looking forward. But at this point,
We're bumping
here,
from
in
side to side.
1894, after the entrance to Standedge Tunnel, they've actually moved over onto the right-hand side. So this is why the route looks a bit lower down, and that's to accommodate the new railway line, which is now on the right-hand side as we're looking forward. So, Standedge Tunnel. As I mentioned, it's the longest, highest and deepest. So when we say it's the longest, it is 3¼ miles long. When we say it's the highest, we are 640 feet above sea level. So this is the highest point of any canal system in the United Kingdom. And then when we say it's the deepest, it is 638 feet deep. Now, that's not the depth of water, but that's how much rock there is above our heads. Okay, so, how did Standedge Tunnel come about? Well, basically what happened was in the late 1700s, people were beginning to manufacture goods. And of course, the only transportation that was available would be by horse and cart and unmade roads. Any goods that were liable to perish or get broken would have happened. So, it was decided that canals were to be the answer. And they started building canals all over the country. Well, local mill owners around this area, Oldham, Rochdale, Halifax, Huddersfield, Bradford, they all got together and said, look, why can't we actually have a tunnel that goes through the Pennines? So, what they did, they raised a scheme where they had to raise money, and they said, right, if you invested £1, then we will give you a £10 return when the tunnel's completed. So they got quite a bit of investment, because £1 in 1700 was a lot of money, but they still got a lot of money coming in. So, they had to go down to London. And they have to actually ask the government of the day for permission for the tunnel to be built. This was granted in 1794. So they got the permission. They said, right, we got the permission, we got the funding, we need someone to oversee that job. And that fell to a gentleman called Benjamin Outram. So he came along. And he said, right, he had a look with his colleague, Mr. Brown, and he said, yes.
Absolutely awesome, I think this
no
is.
reason why this tunnel
Next
can't
time
be
we come down here, it'll be in the canoes, hopefully.
I said, right, great. How long do you think? Oh, it'll probably take about 5 years. So, they started in 1794. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the apparatus that they actually used to blow the waves from the rock. Because as you can appreciate in the late 70s...
Not a clue what that noise is, by the way.
...pneumatic drills or electric drills or anything like that.
Oh, we're coming close. Here we go, here we go.
I'm just going to go down and sort of bring the car down and I'll show you how it works.
We've got to hit it. There we go, boom. Right, we bounced off it now, we're back in the middle somewhere. So yeah, like I seen a minute ago, and it was time we come down here. Hopefully it'll be in the canoes, and yeah, it'll be great. Don't forget to stay tuned for that one. Yeah, they've started doing canoe tours down here, so I just came down today. There's another one off that wall. No doubt we'll go to hit this wall in a minute. Yeah, I came down to find out about the canoe tours. At the moment they're fully booked, so yeah, I've got my name on the list and we'll see what goes on. We'll go from there. Well, you can see all the old stonework here, really.
This is what's called the star-shaped hill, right? Oh, it's what I call my own Woolwich hill. You're not going to go through it. No, that's right. So, face that way. Face that way. I'm going to put this on your shoulder. Yeah? Now, I'm going to pretend that I'm going to hit the bars. Every time I hit the bar, you're going to give it a twist. Yeah? Bang. 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 Hey, yeah, you're quite good, aren't you? Oh, yeah. Yes, you want to.
That's why they used gigs back in the day.
Do it. Get it on your shoulder. Yeah? When I go to bang it. Bang. 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 Oh, yeah.
Bit of action here for you, a bit of water coming in. Oh, there's a porthole above us there.
This is what's called star-shaped hill. Yeah. Deep star-shaped at the end. Yep.
Yeah.
So, what would happen is, imagine this being the rock face. Yeah. Okay? So you'd have about 15 sets of navvies in section 3. You'd have one guy holding the bar like this, and then you'd have 2 guys in the back with sledgehammers.
2 guys on the back with sledgehammers.
And in turn, they start to strike the bar. Every time we hit the bar, we'll be hit, twist, hit, twist, hit, twist, and that's how they would actually bore a hole in the rock.
Yeah. All done by hand.
Well, you know that old cliche, when I'm on my head, you know, I think that would have applied, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, yeah.
And once they've done that, they've obviously put the dynamite or explosive in
Yeah,
and
well, they put a
blasted it.
substance in called black powder. Dynamite hasn't been invented. So I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. Now we're coming to some sort of like weird arches. Multiple arches of that purple brickwork that used to be used a lot on the railways. Just got to flick my camera to a different setting.
So what would happen is, as I say, these navvies, basically, they work hard and they play hard. So where does they live? Well, above us is what's called Fuel Hill. Now actually, that's where they actually live, because they weren't welcome in the villages of Marsden or Diggle. Because if you can imagine, you know, these people around Marsden and Diggle, it would have been sort of quite churchgoers and one thing and another. So basically, oh yeah, I'll show you them on the way back. We've got a family of spiders who live here. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'll bring them on board if you want, like, you know, yeah. So, these people, they weren't welcome in these villages. So where did they live? Well, as I say, above it is called Fuel Hill, and that's where they actually erected shanty towns built by the actual canal company. So, that's where they actually lived. So, they started in 1794. So, Benjamin said he could actually have the tunnel built in 5 years. It was now 1800. And what had happened was, they were starting to run out of money. So, what they did, they asked Benjamin how far he was off completion. And he said, no, he said, I'm still a long, long way off. I hadn't realised how difficult it was. So basically, Benjamin was asked to leave the shop. His manager, Nick Brown, got sacked. Well, they were starting to run out of money, so they tried to go back and they asked the people of the north if they were trying to make an investment, and they said no, we're still waiting for our sort of £10 return, so they didn't get much. So what they had to do, they had to go down to London, and they had to actually ask the government of the day for some more funding, which in 1800 was a bit difficult because we were at war with France. But nevertheless, they managed to get some more funding. So they got the funding. They said, right, we need someone to oversee the job. And that fell to a gentleman called John Roth. He came with his friend called Thomas Telford. You heard of Thomas Telford, the older people. And basically what happened was they came along and they did some surveying of the tunnel. And they said, yes, there's no reason why this tunnel can't be completed. Slight problem. Because you're digging from the diggle end and the mountain end, there's a danger that when you get to the middle, you will be 26 feet out of alignment. Which is a bit difficult because, as you can appreciate, barges do not bend or articulate in the middle. So, what's happened is in our tunnel, to address the alignment, they've actually got an extended S-bend, and it's got to be a very, very long one. So, this was actually done. And the tunnel was completed in 1811. It had taken 17 years to build from the original 5 years. And basically it was used on a regular basis. There were lots and lots of traffic coming through. There were banks laying it either side when it first opened, and there were lots of traffic coming through. It was very, very popular. But of course, when they actually built the tunnel, what they did, they actually had to build a ventilation shaft. Because when you've got a tunnel, you need ventilation. So, in a moment, when you
Start feeling a breeze already coming up towards us.
At this point here, it's about 535 feet of rock above our heads, so nothing to worry about, is it really? So, yeah. So this is one of the 8 ventilation shafts that we're going to come to. So what we've done, because this is the last strip of the day, we've got a special treat for you folks outside. We've laid on a free shower for you. Okay. Now it's lovely and warm. We've had the water heater on all day. So it'll be nice and warm. So if you'd like a free shower, we've got radars here and shower gel and towels and one thing and another.
There we go.
And it's lovely and warm. I haven't told you to come inside, have I? No, I didn't tell you to come inside. No, you stop outside because it's so far better on your phone when the water's catching.
There we go, right through it.
Oh, we've got somebody outside. Oh, look at it. Could we have a round of applause for that idiot? I mean, that person. Now, you've heard of the proverbial car wash, haven't you?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So in a moment, we're going to start going backwards. So that person who's dashed back outside, you might have to just go back inside, sir. And what I'll do, I've got my towel here, so I'll come in our pause and I'll stick it down and wipe it down.
It's probably too wide to the S-bend. You see it starting to bend for the tennis. And then maybe not on this one because this isn't narrow enough, is it?
So yeah, so you've heard of the Suburban Town Watch. Well, this is our vault one. And this is completely true, but I'm going to tell you as well.
So yeah, that's the first like hall I think where the water comes in. So it's pretty cool that. I can't sit down now, obviously the seat's all wet like it was before.
64 years old really. Yeah, just by drinking that water. True?
But yeah, obviously my camera's not waterproof. What I done, I grabbed a helmet and used the helmet over my camera. Rains.
But of course in 1811 then the Industrial Revolution.
Now we're going backwards.
And there was a gentleman up north and he was producing a machine that ran on rails. That machine was called the Rocket. His name was George Stevenson and it was one of the first steam trains. So the canal company looked at this machine and thought, here's a machine that will probably go at 25 miles an hour and pull side carriages. We're going along at 1 horsepower because as you know barges were pulled by horses. So they thought there might be a bit of opposition here. And it wasn't until 1848 when the railway company said, right, we want to build a tunnel adjacent to yours. So what they did, this section that we're in now, we call this the Jacquard section. And what it is, it's a series of arches because originally the tunnel was self-supporting, so there was no need for any brickwork or anything like that. It just held up on its own. So, basically what happened was, they had to put these arches in.
The reason why we couldn't go all the way through is because canoeists coming back on their trip, and obviously we don't want them to hit the front or the back of the boat now. And yeah, and obviously you can't get through because it's too narrow for the canoes to get through. So that's as far as we can go today. But I will film the rest of it out. And don't forget he's got to tell us about the explosives, the black powder and stuff like that. So there's still loads of information, so I'm going to be quiet so you can hear what he's saying now.
As you travel around the country and you see any big railway arches and you see anything built in brick by this here, it's called Standedge blue. It's got a blue haze with it. Because it's ideal because it will not allow water to come through. So that's why you've got the gaps in between to let the water come through. So, you may also well have seen that's like little red bobbins on the wall as well. Well basically what they are, they're distance markers. So if we're in the tunnel and we notice anything unusual, we can report this to our engineers. So, that's the same, the first railway which was constructed in 1848. And that's what's called the Nicholson after the engineer. So, in a moment we're going to be stopping, slowing down, and then I'm going to come out to the front and I'm going to put my light on fire and I'll explain more about that when we actually get there. But you may have noticed when we come in, you may have noticed the spiders on the left hand side. And it's a family of spiders that we actually have here. And basically what they are is, if we call them Jimmy and Janet, and they've just had this new baby one, it's an albino one. So if you'd like to give them a wave as we go past, they would appreciate it, because like I can say they're down here in the darkness all the time. So yeah, just give them a wave because they would appreciate it. So, but also as we're coming through, you'll see there's like gaps in between, and that gives us an idea of what the rock would have been like when they were actually chiseling the way through. Because not so much past this side, it just looks like shingly and shaling, but at the other side at Niggle, they just seem of what they call millstone grit. And that's one of the hardest substances they could actually get through. And it was reported actually that it actually once took the whole section where it took a fortnight just to go 12 inches. It was that difficult for tools getting lumped and damaged and one and all that. But that's why it took so long to build the tunnel. So, we're going to slow down in a minute now, and then as I say, to keep your eyes peeled for our little friendly spiders. Oh, here they are. Give them a wave. Hello there. Oh, imagine them on your duvet in the morning. Wouldn't that look lovely? So, as I say, we're going to stop now, and I'm going to come outside and put the lights on, and then if anybody wants to come outside, please do so. Have a look down, take your photographs, and then go back inside so everybody gets the chance.
Some tunnel here we've stopped at. And not too sure what that is, that's probably through communications, the radios.
Okay, right, can I just squeeze in here? Can I just squeeze in here so I can get in? Right. If you look down there, yeah, you see there's like a red brick arch.
Yeah.
The other side of that there is a brick wall, and then the first railway line, which was constructed in 1848, and that was called the Nicholson, after the engineer. Okay? But when they built the railway, they said, right, if we build it 6 foot higher than the canal, what we can do, any water that gathers in that tunnel, put a slight incline on, will run down as it is here and into the canal. So it gets rid of the water in their tunnels, but keeps the canal topped up. Okay? So altogether they have 36 of these attics all the way down, and they would use them for ventilation, but also they would use it for getting the spoil out. What would happen is there'd probably be a barge waiting in the middle here, and so it would be wheeled down. Just drifting away.
And what sort of light were these?
Yeah, just
light?
yeah, back a bit. Sorry?
What sort of lights were they using? Just candle lights?
Yeah.
Or
Oh yeah, that's all it was. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all it was. Candles, but no electric lights or anything.
well, no, what the maps, sort of like the Davy lamp.
You want to get in there?
Thank you.
Yeah, can you see
Do you
that?
want to go and
Go on.
let's go out?
Yeah.
I'm coming, don't worry. Right behind you.
Charlotte.
Yeah. I mean, that silver thing there, that's the ladders that go up and look to that. There's access to get over the top there. Yeah.
Just flick towards the front now.
You didn't want to go out? No. We went, I think it was last summer in the holidays.
And are you the driver today?
Sorry?
Are you the driver, skipper?
Yeah.
A captain, is it?
Boatmaster.
Boatmaster.
Yeah.
But here's the rock work now, like you see it's all lit up. So you can actually see all the different colours. Like I say, I didn't bring none of my equipment today because I was just coming to see about the canoes. But when I heard they might be going back through the tunnel, I thought, the opportunity knocks. Take the opportunity when you can.
Nice.
I think it was just looking for me, then seeing where I was.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh, you have to do that.
Thank you. Well done, Maddy. You can hold that. Let's bend
Put it
over
back
and
here.
head strong and book.
Daddy, put it here.
Can you hold that?
Put it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Pretty top shelf.
Okay.
Look, can I smack it?
We all got some? Yeah, are we all right, have we?
You
Yeah.
can't eat or drink on the boat. That's a
So what I want you to imagine that you're actually working down here. And of course, the only illumination that you're going to be getting, the candles. No such things as electric lights in those days, just sheer candle power. So, in a moment, I'm just going to turn the lights out just for a couple of seconds. But before I do that, people do ask me about people dying in the tunnel. And it was recorded that there was 55 recorded deaths in the tunnel, okay? But it's strange because only 54 bodies were recovered. Yeah. And it's funny that because sometimes on our trips when we turn the lights out, if we're actually very, very quiet, sometimes you can hear the chap actually still tapping on the iron bar. I don't know, it may not happen today, it may not happen, I don't know. So what we'll do, we'll turn the lights out, but you have to say, if we are extra quiet, you may just hear him tapping his way through. I don't know. So I'll turn the lights out, then we'll listen and hear. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, can we hear that? Can you hear that tapping? Yeah? Can you hear the tapping? Can you tap a bit louder here? They can't hear you at the front. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh, thank you. Oh, can you hear it now, folks? Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a guy trying to work his way through. Right, thank you, Ian.
Nothing like a bit of sense of humour. It's great
So,
stuff.
let me go back to history then. So, it opened, I mentioned it opened in 1811. Yep. So basically, it opened in 1811. So, the next question is, as we look down the tunnel, you'll find that there's no towpath. Towpath is a path at the side of the canal where the horses used to tow the boat. So, how do they manage to get the boat through the tunnel? Does anybody know? Go on then, sir. Oh yeah, that's true. Right, for those people that don't know, I've got a little model here and I'll explain how it's actually done. Okay.
The man showing you how to they used to get the barges through, called leggers, and they used to lie on the boat with their feet and just walk up the walls basically. Yeah, and power the boat all the way through. Like he's saying, there was no gaps for the horses to come, and that's just a demonstration of the boat he's got there.
It's a system which is called legging.
I'll show you when it comes a bit closer. But there's that.
You'll see within the red brick house.
Also, just trying to show you a second
This
ago.
will change in a minute back to stone, and then you'll actually see a bridge that goes across from left
And
to
this
right.
toilet, I've actually been in this one. You go in there, and there's actually just a hole going straight down in the canal. Only joking, it's not. Right, I'll have to go and get the walking sticks. I left them down the other side. But yeah, it's crazy.
There's the barge. Okay? And the wood on the front there like that. Two people laid on the backs. Okay? Going to be facing this way, not that way. Just using your leg and you start to shove yourself along the walls like that. It's a system which is called legging. There will be occasions when they get on the roof, but it depends on how hard the boat was in the water. So for example, if they were taking rock or manure, well, the boat would be quite low down in the water. But if they were taking something like wool or something like that, which is more volume than weight, then the boat would be quite high up. So that's how they managed to get the boat through, using that system called legging. Okay? I'll tell you more about it now in a moment when I get back.
Just go and grab my crutches. So yeah, pretty cool
So,
experience.
this is how they managed to get the boat through the tunnel, using that
My
system
fault.
called legging. Now then, originally,
Well recommend
would
it.
have been the boat owners that did this, and this would take roughly about 5 to 6 hours. Well, the canal company weren't happy with this. They said, no, you need to speed up the operation.
5 or 6 hours to get through.
We're not built for this. So then, they employed professional people to do it, and these people were called leggers. So that's why when you travel around the country, you look at, especially on the canal side, and you see the leggers arms and the leggers in. It's all to do with that. That's where the terminology comes from. It's not when you've had an expensive meal and the bill comes in, you say, come on, let's leg it. Okay, so that's how they manage to get the boats through using a system called legging. Now, then, if you look down the tunnel now, every now and again, you may just see a light flashing. You might have to, it just happened before then, I just saw it like, you know, so, because what it is,
Don't know if you've seen it on camera,
we
but
just started, oh,
there it
you
is.
can see the light coming on there. Basically, what it is, we've got canoes which are starting to go through the tunnel all the way through. So we started yesterday, you just see it there. And what it is that we've had canoes
coming through.
They started this morning at 10:30. So they've gone through and then they've changed over and some people are coming back now. So yeah, so these are the canoes which are actually started to come on their return journey. So this is just the second of we've got three this weekend, we've got today, yesterday, today and tomorrow. And those will be the canoes that are just starting to come out of the tunnel. So it's a new thing that we're actually doing here at Standedge. So, let's go back to the...
But
so,
they're sold out at the moment. No
here,
more tickets.
the barges, that's how they managed
for the
to get
canoes.
through. But as you know, they were pulled by horses. So, what happens to the horses? Well, just before I tell you, basically, I do a school trip. And I did one, and I said to the children, right, what happens to the horses, where do they go?
Different type of storm again now.
He goes, Stuart, he says, I know what they do. I said, go on then, what do they do? He said, they get the horse, they turn it upside down, put it on the roof, because 4 legs is better than 2. I thought, what a wonderful idea, like, you know, but no. No, basically, what does happen? Well, where you've collected the bark today, basically, it's now the officers, but that used to be the superintendent's office. And he had a young son, and he was 12 years old. He would get up at 5:30 in the morning, he'd have his bowl of porridge, and then he'd go outside. And he was the only person with the key, because at the time there were no gates on the tunnel, it's a big iron chain. So he would lower that chain down. This would allow the barges to go into the tunnel. So the chain, it allowed the barges to go in the tunnel, so they go in. Once the last one had gone in, it then raised the chains. It then get the horses tied them together and walk them 4.5 miles over the top to Deal. By the time we get to Deal, the first barge is just about to exit the tunnel. So what would happen is the only person with the key, he lowers that chain down, so the chain is lowered down. It allows the barges to come out. Once the barges were out, they'd hand the horses back, and then there'd probably be some more barges waiting to go the other way. So what would happen is, it would then allow them to actually go in, and then once they were in, it would raise the chain. So why does it raise the chain?
Right, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe everyone, and the thumbs up, yeah? And now we're going back to the beginning. Hope you enjoyed what I enjoyed. Had the opportunity, so I took it. So yeah, great experience, and I do recommend it. Like I say, doing canoe tours now, and that's the main reason I was here, to find out. But I found out it was fully booked, and I've got my name on the list now. So yes, that'll be good one to stay tuned for. Here we go. Back to light.
What they would do, there'd be horses in the tunnel to bring the oil out. They'd throw that person on the back of the horse, they'd get them outside the tunnel as quick as they could. Now then, if that person died outside of the tunnel, even though the injuries may...
There's a man to say about the canoes and booking tours.
They died outside of the tunnel.
I also asked him about this like square you can see in the wall there. Apparently it's for a trough there underneath for giving water to the horses. So yeah, we don't actually find out. Pretty cool that.
And at night time there's have people walking around their encampments, and if they found anybody burning a coloured candle, okay, of course it's out the company times, it was instant dismissal. So you were given the choice, you could just walk away and that was it. Well, basically what would happen is they said, right, you can carry on working, but the next time you go into the tunnel, you will have to provide your own candle.
I think we just landed.
I'd like to thank you very much for coming up. You've enjoyed it. What I do have,
And let's have a look at this plaque.
which you can give out. So if you want one,
And thank you very much for staying on and doing the extra
you're
tour.
welcome.
Can you just shake your hand? Cheers, mate.
Yeah, cheers. That's for you as well. Can you manage?
Yeah, I'll get up there, don't worry. I'll cut the camera on and
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah, that's cool, excellent.
Right.
Yep, I hope you enjoyed that. You've been watching the Urban Legend UK. Yes, I got wet for you yet again. So stay tuned for when we go in with the canoes. Oh. There goes the train. Can't beat the timing, can you? Eh? Stay safe till next time. And there they go now, setting off.
Here now.
Cheers. Great staff here. Great day. Well worth this trip out.
Richie going down already?
Richie Wellock there and Antonio.
Richie Wellock.
What's your channel called, Antonio?
Antonio Lufriu.
Yep, check it out.
Antonio Lufriu. Lufriu.
Check it out in the description below.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one here, I've got told, my mate went down a couple of years ago, well a good few years ago, and he said he ended up in town, so let's see whether he's telling the truth or not. So, let's go. I'll be staying at the top here, just to raise the alarm if anything goes wrong. We've got ropes there. Yeah.
Right, okay. So we're gonna have to see.
So I'm going to see if I'm happy enough to go down there. Right.
And how long it goes for, that's it, because if it's going to be long, keep going and going and going, is it worth it?
Is that the way you want? You're looking up that way now?
Yeah.
It's not inviting, is it, by your sharing of enthusiasm?
And by the fact that the torch has gone away. See what you think.